Dude, like after you left? Oh, sorry.
So halftime report. Apparently, Wisconsin is the real deal. What's going on, Jabrayla? So apparently, Wisconsin is the real deal. Alabama was up 21 points a minute 45 seconds in. No big surprise there. LSU is killing everybody. Whatever that team they're playing, Vanderbilt. Oh yeah, they're killing Vanderbilt. It's like 21-7 or something like that. Gators winning 17-0, but Tennessee's been driving the ball on them. Tennessee is horrible, but Tennessee's been driving the ball on them. It was like two turnovers. Trask looks like trash, like I thought he would. He's not having that great of a game. So hold on, I can this thing up. Hopefully I can set this thing up. There we go. So Trask is doing okay, but now he actually looks like a freshman quarterback. He doesn't look like a phenom, which is what I thought was going to be the case. You're looking at, Tua threw in what should have been an interception, but ended up being a drop pass by Southern Miss. Michigan is getting exposed, and I thought that might happen. Said that this morning. What's going on, Sea-Dog West? Jamie McCaslin. What's up, Not Just Rocks? Florida's QB only looks okay because they're playing Tennessee. That's right. What's going on, VT Dub? Michigan taking a beating. Michigan looks like crap, dude. Trask is doing pretty well for his first start. He's doing okay for his first start if you had not have seen how he played last game. If he was playing like the last game, let me see if I can level that up a little bit. There we go. If he was playing this game like he played last game, Florida would be up 40 points by now. But, it's kind of that whole freshman thing. You come in and you take over, and then, you're like, but then the next game, you got the whole week to think about it. Michigan got exposed by Army last week. They did, and they're proving Wisconsin's proving this week that wasn't a fluke. They're proving this week that Michigan is trash. There's no doubt. So, appreciate that, Jabrayla. Yeah. Tennessee is out of sync. Tennessee's all over the place, but their offense is actually managing to drive the ball. They're leaving routes open on defense. It's not pretty to watch. And basically, if Florida was just a little worse or Tennessee was a little better, this would be a much more competitive game. I think a couple of those interceptions that went Florida's way, or turnovers that went Florida's way, has the score looking like what it looks like. But I can completely see Tennessee coming back in the second half because Florida's that bad. How in the world? What do you mean, X5 Johnson? Tennessee fans might want to give Chaney back. No, we don't want him. We don't. No, we don't want him. Let me put it to you this way. Tennessee's defense is horrible. Not knocking Tennessee. That's just the way it actually is. Then you turn around and you look. Tennessee, Florida couldn't pick up a first down on 4 and 2. It was 4 down and 2 yards to go, and they couldn't pick it up against Tennessee. Whoa. You mean to tell me that why wouldn't you just take the dang field goal? I don't know, man. We don't want him. We ain't taking him. Get the trash cans ready for the sideline. Michigan looking like hot garbage out there. Michigan can't get a first down, and those guys are out there playing, man. They're violent with one another. I mean, there's been personal fouls. There's been targeting calls. It's been violent. You're wrong. Johnny Red Dot says you're wrong. Tennessee D is not horrible. It's worse than horrible. Brian Denny, if you're asking me which game I'm watching, my TV upstairs has split screen capability, so I'm watching the Alabama game, I'm watching the Florida game, and I'm watching the Wisconsin game. I'm watching all three at the same time. Cousin Eddie coach, man. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with that football team there, Clark? Because I'd like to try and fumigate that thing. Oh man, Southern Miss is getting trounced on. I looked up; it was 21. Like I just flipped over because I had watched the kickoff of the Florida Tennessee game, and I flipped over to the Alabama game, and it was 20. It was 14 a minute and a half into the game, and then it was a few seconds later. It was 21-0, a minute 45 seconds into the game. Jeez, dude, it's killing them. Florida's going to come out at the half and score at least 40. Triple X5 Johnson. No, I'm sorry, sir. That's not happening. Wisconsin's defense is legit. Those boys are definitely stout. Kirby sent Chaney to stink up Tennessee's offense. Their offense was better last week than it has been. Oh, LSU is rolling all over Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt ain't got a prayer. It's like 21-7. And it already looks like LSU's taking their foot off the throttle as far as offense goes. Wisconsin's looking real good. Wisconsin's going to continue to dominate that game, and you're going to see Michigan give up about halfway through the third quarter. Florida's not going to let Tennessee score. I don't know about that. There's a couple of times Tennessee could have scored already, but it was just a mistake that Tennessee made, not Florida's defense. All I see Tua doing is throwing slant passes. That may be the case, but if that's all he needs to do, that's all he needs to do. Why do anything crazy? Tennessee is not going Tennessee to score. I'm guessing saying Tennessee's not going to let Tennessee score. Every year people say if LSU ever got a QB quarterback, they'd look good. Well, they do look good now. Alex, didn't you see the deep to Waddle? Listen, if I was Tua, if you almost lose the Army, that's an automatic losing lesson. I don't know, dude. I mean, Army's a 10-win team almost every year. I think for the past 3 years, they've had at least 10 wins. They're not a bad team. People keep talking smack about Army. They're not a bad team. Has Alabama's run game been existing? I haven't seen it. Rest in peace, Michigan. Kirby sent Chaney to a graveyard. That's why. That's right. Yeah, Army's a really good team, man. I mean, let me put it this way. I don't know if it was Oklahoma. Army ended up with Oklahoma going to overtime, and Oklahoma barely won it. I mean, what does that tell you? It's not a crappy team. Army needs tougher opponents. I did see it, but I'm just saying most of his stuffs are just slants. In a game like that, man, you don't need to do anything dramatic. If he can throw slants and quick outs, and why not? To his ball placement is what gets me excited as a Dolphins fan. Yes, he throws a lot of slants, but his ball placement on those slants is what helps those wide receivers take it to the house. Yep. We're going to kill Notre Dame. Oh, yeah. Those are true men, then athletes. So anyway, looking at what I've seen so far, oh yeah, Army could beat Tech easy. General Tart is dead, I'll tell you now. So I was waiting. I've been waiting on Uncle Lou to do a video where he goes outside with a shovel and digs him up or something, drags him in the house, and then punches him with moonshine or something. Kickstarts. Whoo, man. But there's no reason that the game shouldn't be more competitive. There's plenty of opportunity in the second half for Tennessee to get it turned around. It's not that Tennessee's offense has been stagnant. It's just that they've made some bad decisions, and that happens to everybody. Tua means 2 quarters. 2 quarters. 2 quarters of Lova. There's tons of hold that thought. So there's tons of opportunity right now for the Vols to get right back into this game. It's not a blowout right now. It looks bad. Listen, I'm telling you guys, watching how Florida's playing, they are not dominating this game. What's the gloves for, Chad? I don't know what he's talking about. Can I fast forward 6 hours from now? It's taking too long. I don't think General Baltar gets resurrected today. I don't either, but I mean, I'm telling you guys, I've seen stranger things. It's certainly possible they can climb back into it. I mean, he can kill most teams in 2 quarters. Yeah, he can. But I mean, you're also playing Southern Miss. I mean, I've seen times whenever I was watching that game, and there were times when the wide receivers were so open that the moment they caught the ball, the moment the receiver caught the ball, the cornerback that was covering him just stopped running. He realized how far out of position he was, and you guys run down the field basically uncontested. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. Talk about Georgia. Not a whole lot to talk about right now. The game's not going to be on for a while. Looking at the wife won't stop talking to me. So, all right, Killer Mom. Sorry, buddy. The Georgia game coming up is basically going to be almost what you're seeing with the LSU Vanderbilt game. I mean, Georgia's going to score at will. They're going to come down the field, do whatever they want to do. And I mean, if we have to pass the ball, I'll be surprised. The Irish are going to try and clog up the middle. They're going to have to make the linebackers stand up. If Georgia spreads out the offense, they're just going to have to. I mean, Jake Fromm doesn't have a problem completing 7-8 yard passes all day. And the moment the linebackers step back to try to defend against it, they're going to hand it off to the Zamir White or DeAndre Swift or Brian Herrien or James Cook, and we're going to go right down the field, no problem. If they decide to clog up the middle, you can do a handoff to Demetrius Robinson or DeAndre Swift or James Cook. They're all fast enough to get to the corners. So, I mean, Notre Dame's got good athletes, but they don't have the level Georgia does. Junkyard going to come out, and I'll come out, and I'll. Oh, Chad. And what is going on with you today, man? Whew. Ian Book is he can go as the #1 pick. Maybe. GA 35, Notre Dame 14 in tonight's game. That's certainly possible. My prediction was 42-21. I think that we're going to put up enough points that when we get late in that fourth quarter, we're going to start swapping out for the backups, and Notre Dame might get one. Notre Dame game will be just like Wisconsin, complete domination. Looking the way that Wisconsin's playing, they should. You're working right now, right on. Florida's not playing aggressive. No, they're not. I don't know what's going on with that offense, but it doesn't look dominant. Trask looks like a kitten in traffic. I mean, he got folded up one time. I thought y'all were going to be out another quarterback the way they wrapped him up. Wisconsin going to be in the playoffs the way they're playing. Yeah, Wisconsin looks legit, dude. Michigan is just getting manhandled in there. They thought they were going to win this game, and now they got more than a fight on their hand. They can't move the ball. They can't pass. They can't run. They can't keep their defense off the field. It just looks like trash. And so, you know, Michigan's biggest fear coming into the season was, how are we going to beat Ohio State? Then you're standing here getting punched in the mouth by Wisconsin, and it's like, where did that come from? You know? Oh, it's crazy, dude. Crazy. Well, hey, guys, I'm going to jump back off. I'm going to watch these games. We'll probably do a post game here. I'm going to try and catch it all three of them. We'll see what happens. So, thanks so much for tuning in. God bless. Go Dogs.